Okay, so this is lesson 8.6, comparing fractions to 1/2. Your child's class is comparing fractions to determine whether they are larger, smaller, or equal to 1/2. Alright, so if we look at this rectangle, it doesn't matter how many dotted dashed lines I have in it. Okay, 1/2 is going to be about this much. Alright, it's about this much. In this case, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. 1/2 is going to be 2 of those sections. 1, 2. And then I have 1, 2 that are not shaded. So it's 2 out of 4. But either way, it's about this much. So this says shade each rectangle to match the fraction below it. Alright, so I look at this, I say, well, let's see, 2/3. I have 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3. I need to shade 2 of those pieces. Okay, you could have colored it in. I'm just going to shade it kind of like this. And you could have shaded 2 different pieces. Okay, you could have shaded this one and this one. As long as there are 2 pieces shaded, you're all set with that. Okay, I would accept it. This one, 3 out of 8. So this means I have 8 pieces in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to shade 3 of those pieces. I'm going to shade 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is like you've got a candy bar, and you're basically splitting it into different sizes. This one you're sharing with 4 people. This candy bar you're sharing with 3 people, so you get a bigger piece of it. This candy bar here, you had to share with 8 people. Okay, so you only got a little slice. Alright, so you can kind of think of fractions that way. Number 3, it says 2/5. 2/5. Alright, so we have 1, 2. We're going to shade 2 of the pieces. Okay, and this one's broken into 5 pieces, so this one you were sharing with 5 people. Okay, so you got more than when you had 8 people, but not as many as if you had just 4 people or 3 people. Okay, not as much. All right. Now for the next one, 3 out of 6. We have 6 in all. We're going to shade in 3 of those. Okay, so the number you're shading in is the number on the top. Alright, that's the number you're trying to shade in. Then this one, for number 5, we have 1 out of 4. Just one of these. And it could be any one. It doesn't matter which one you pick, as long as it's 1 out of 4. Alright, number 6 is 5 out of 10. So this one, my goodness, you have to share this tiny candy bar with 10 people. Okay, so you can imagine you might get like a little peanut or something. Alright, not too much happening there as far as the candy bar goes. So just shade in 5 of those pieces. You can see if you had to share the candy bar with 10 people, if it's a candy bar you didn't like, maybe it's okay. But if it's a candy bar you loved, you'd probably only want to share it with 3 people, because then you'd get a bigger piece. Okay, or maybe just 2 people, which isn't on this one. 7 out of 8. Okay, so we're going to shade in all but 1. Okay, we're going to shade in all but 1 here. Okay, and you might have used a pencil or a crayon or something. I prefer to use pencil, but to shade in these. But for things like shading, that would have been okay. And then 5 out of 9. This one you're sharing with 9 people. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have to shade in 5 of those. Alright? So are there any questions on shading in fractions out of a certain number of fractions?